Welcome back, State of Decay 2 survivors. It's your boy Congrexes Prime coming at you with some Update 32 review. The good, the bad, and the ugly. Now, this is a very comprehensive update. I really didn't know what was really changed until I actually got the patch notes that I read and was able to go through exactly what has changed from, let's say, what was started in the beginning of the year when we first got to test out the first initial infestations, the changes that they were trying to make. Now, this one has changed quite a bit. There's a lot of things that Undead Labs is trying to put on the table, and I think that because of everything that it's laid out and the way it's laid out, I think it's almost about ready to ship. So that's the good news. Um, the changes that I've changed right now is basically the infestations, the way they were initially portrayed back a year ago and somewhere mid-year where they made some adjustments, has been fine-tuned. So before it was a random heart, like a random heart from wherever part of the map will start the infestations, and they will start kind of heading towards your base, basically. And that has changed. Now the heart is not random. All hearts on the table or on the map, as I like to call it, are all dormant. So until something happens to that heart, because this is part of the new mechanic, that infestation will not start. That whole process and the new siege mechanic won't start either. So if you're careful, you don't have to be kind of like pressured into being overwhelmed by infestations in the first hour or two of you playing the game, specifically in the harder difficulties when it's a little harder to find resources to fight back. If you're a normal player, if you're a speed runner, you're probably not going to have any issues with this or with the way things were before. But let's just say you're a normal player. You need resources, you're gonna need bullets, you're gonna need stuff to be able to fight back, and you're gonna be in a deficit, especially the way the old infestation system was and how it kept pressuring you to do stuff. Now, they gave you back in the day a radio call where you can attack a certain infestation near you to buy you more time. It costs you influence. That's still in play. The way the hearts are activated are kind of quirky. This is where I have a little bit of an issue. When I first saw the live stream, from my understanding before I read the actual patch notes, was that the hearts will be incited by screamers or by you beating up a heart and the heart calling out for help. Because when the heart implodes, when you phase it and you go phase 1, phase 2, it implodes, it makes that noise. That any heart in the surrounding area will get notified, and then of course that will also speed up how many infestations are coming at you. So when you attack a heart and the heart's by itself, then you don't have a whole lot to worry about. But let's just say there's a couple hearts surrounding that heart and that you activate that heart, it's going to kick it off. So you're kind of like under the gun. You don't just have to attack that heart. You have to attack the surrounding hearts as well. So that part is pretty self-explanatory. Also, the screamer part, there's a screamer by you and it happens to do its scream. It's going to alert the heart that's near that bubble when it releases its scream. So you can notify a heart by a screamer as well. The one that kind of puts me kind of like at I want to say a bad taste in my mouth is the random zombie that you kill that will activate the heart. That's the one that's a kind of like to me a downer, because I don't have any control and I don't know if that zombie's attached to any heart. So if let's just regular Zed, he's in the way and I stealth kill him, boom, I alert the heart. If I kill him with a crossbow bolt from across the screen, I alert that heart. If I shoot him, I alert the heart. So it's kind of, in my humblest of opinions, that part of the mechanic I don't like, because that still adds too much of a randomness to it, and it's hard as a player to zero in what you can or cannot do. Especially if you don't want to activate the heart. If you're trying to play this tactically, not running and gunning like old Prime does. If you're trying to be tactical, you cannot be tactical when that random part of the heart activating and going from dormant to full-fledged infestation mode happens. Now, that is not to say that the new siege mechanic is not good. You can actually now kind of tactically play the board with your outposts, kind of like you used to do in State of Decay 1. If you're a State of Decay 1 person, you're probably going to feel at home on what they've done with the actual outposts. Your outposts now can be kind of minded out. You can put minefield out, and then it also like prevents zombies and freaks to corral around that outpost, and also any kind of like infestation is trying to head in that direction, it'll take care of it. Now there are some bugs that are noted by Undead Labs where some certain zombies don't die, like the armored zombies. They're well aware of that. There's a couple other things that are kind of quirky, which I'm not going to get into too much, but just know that there are some bugs, and I know they're aware of it because they have it listed as a problem that they're working on. But the armored zombies don't die sometimes from the minefield, which I'm sure they're going to adjust that in the near future. The siege mechanic now, if the zombies start, they change color. Like you have the yellow dots, and if they go red, that means they're gonna attack your homestead or your base. When they start going to you, they come in the siege, and depending on the amount of noise that you're making, and also the amount of people you have in your base, gonna placate how bad the waves are gonna be. So you can have like just one wave, or you can have multiple waves of zombies coming at you. And if you choose to ignore it, like old Prime used to do, there could be great consequences to characters being injured, to even dying. So or actually your facilities being destroyed as well. So you have to repair them, which can be a bummer. That in a nutshell covers the changes in the PTR. From my understanding and from what I've experienced in the last few hours, because I've only PTR test for about 6 hours. I am still planning to do a live stream with the PTR. Hopefully you guys tune into that. In terms of what I think, just off the cuff right now for the last few like 6-7 hours that I've been testing, it definitely changes the way you play this game. And a lot of people may like this change because it kind of gives you a path. The game is showing you like, hey, this is important. You can't ignore it. You're just taking a morale check damage. I mean, a morale check penalty. Now they're actually coming at you. They're threatening you. They're trying to kill you. Basically, trying to get rid of your base and your people. So there is a sense of urgency. You can still intercept them. You can still let them take, let's say, an outpost. It's probably the easiest way, and then waiting for it to just be one screamer. You kill the screamer, and then you move on. The infestation's gone. So there's still things that still are applicable from the initial beta test. So there's screamers are pretty much or any type of freak. Normally it's a screamer. There might be a bloater, but for the most part, it's just screamers. You can take care of them before they get to the base, or the outpost or the base, or you can take care of them while they take over the outpost, which to me, that seems to be the easiest route to take. But that's kind of like in a nutshell what this new PTR is about, my testing. I will be, like I said, going live with this probably after this review is posted. And hopefully I catch you guys there. Thank you guys so much for your support. You guys have a happy holiday and a happy new year. Light, love, and peace. Congrexes. Checking out.